Welcome back to Invest Today. Thank you for tuning in. We've got a great video. Some of those mega caps just keep on moving higher and higher. So we're going to jump into the S&P 500. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell and share these videos if you wouldn't mind. We're going to check out the Fear and Greed Index. There we go. Fear and Greed, looking at 72 greeds, come up 2 points. The market just keeps getting greedier and more bullish. And I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon. So let's check out some of these charts. All right, so we're right in the S&P 500. And you can see that golden line right there. That's all-time high at 5,700, right around $5,766, right around there. And it needs to break the all-time high, obviously, in order to continue higher and make new supports. And then right now it's going through a bit of resistance at 57.55. And there'll be a lot more resistance on the way. Let me see here. Basically, it's just pushing up to its all-time high, and I don't think it's really there's not a whole lot of resistance there. I mean, there's a little bit at 57.61, but other than that, should just push through it and make another new all-time high. Now, for the target I have here is $6,100, and I'll tell you how I get there. Okay, so first of all, this push up here, I noticed, is because it bounced off the 100 moving average on the one-day chart here. And you can see here it bounced right off this green line, which is the 100 moving day average. And what happened there, it had a, it was about a 14% increase after it did. And you can see the same thing, okay? So that'll bring it to $6,132. Go to the 1 week chart here. I do think the S&P is doing the same bounce it did off COVID back in 2020 with a 122% rise, about a 93 week bull run right there. And if I take that same rise from the bottom we had here in 2022, it brings us exactly to $6,132. It's just kind of a coincidence. So we're in the 1 week chart. Now, if I go back to the 1 day chart right here, see I bounced off the 100, okay? And then here, kind of bouncing off the middle of this consolidation and ultimately bouncing off the 365 right down here. So that's exactly what we've seen back in COVID. It came down, bouncing off the consolidation, V-shaped recovery, and just continuing higher and higher, okay, till it got to $4,809, and then fell from there back in, so that was 2021, when everything was very bullish because the liquidity that was driven from the Fed into the market. And then 2022 had a bit of a selling phase going on, so I'd call that a bear run. And then great buying opportunity because it all fell underneath the moving averages, and then consolidated V-shaped recovery back up to 4,800. And then as soon as it broke here, so it tried 3 or 4 times to break above 4,800, and as soon as it broke 4,800, the market cracked and then continued making new all-time highs and support levels. So that's what we see from the S&P 500. That's my target right there. Okay, $6,132. If it gets up there, we'll talk about new price targets from there, but that's the target I see, and I see that pretty short term, before the end of this year. So is 2025 going to be bullish? I don't know. We're just going to have to wait and see. And we're going to have to see how the market continues. I think earnings are going to continue to do well. So I do think the market is going to remain bullish. And they're gonna go for a soft landing. I think that's they're gonna get what they want, and 2025 probably going to be bullish, followed by a very bearish 2026 year. All right, so that's what I have for the S&P 500. Some short-term price targets on the 1 day here. The golden line is obviously all-time high there, right around $5,700, $54. If it can break that, there I have a psychological number of 6,000. Okay, so I do believe the market will swiftly get up to 6,000 and then consolidate there very heavily, as it'll be resistance, and then have its pump to $6,100, which would be that technical line right there, what it did after COVID. I do think we're going to have the same trend going on. So that's the mark right there. That's how I think it'll get there. Now, if it doesn't break all-time high, double tops, and then continues to fall, the fallout, $5,670, $5,565, $5,400, and then there's some major support at 52.45, and then we have basically the market continuing to go up and up and up. And if we were to drop below 52.45, we would have a lot of support levels down into that little box in between 4,800 and 52.45. And I think it would be there for a while. The market dropped below 4,800, then we're going into a total bear market and bear run, and then consolidating. Then those would be the buying opportunities, which would be down under that 4,800 level, probably bounce at 45.62 eventually as the market continues to climb. I do think that the higher we get, the lower it'll go eventually. But that's all I got today. So thank you for watching. Do appreciate it. And we'll see you on the next one.